Let's get this on the road. Let's do some attachment coloration, I suppose. Oh, you can highlight this. I didn't know. Wow, that's kind of too flashy. I don't like the heals things. Tertiary? I kind of just want the borders. Like, look at how edgy my guy is for no apparent reason. Like, I just wanted like a softer, maybe dark orange. Get some Wolf of Saturn 6 feels in there. Secondary. Let's do that. A little bit of Wolf of Saturn 6 vibes there. Okay. So, let's do the weekly. Let's do some stuff. Of course, the moment I start streaming, someone decides to do a thing. Okay, that's fine. Anyways. Grab that. Why do I have the Kuva Brahma? That sounds very not great. So today we'll just be doing the Archon hunt. And maybe some dailies. If people show up, I'll hang out a little longer. But I'm just going to clear the Archon hunt and be done with it. I've tested every single one of these. And surprisingly, the best performer, like, by far, was the Miter. Hey, Chaotic. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'm just doing this today, and then maybe some of Nora's weekly challenges, and then I'll be done. Not planning to stream for too long today. I just want to make sure that, like, you know, gotta keep up appearances a little bit, you know? So I got a couple projects down the road. I want to make sure that I finish recording for one of my videos by Wednesday, because I have a lot of other projects to do.
Our target's been conditioned by Pazul personally.
Okay.
Do what you can.
Do that. Do that. So this should be nice and simple. Just run straight to the end. And no one will be the wiser. So I saw another YouTuber doing like the daily sortie runs. I might do that. Just post it like that and whatnot. Just chat a little bit. You know, make sure that I have some consistent videos coming out. That's not a bad idea. So the sorties are a little bit boring.
Hurry up. You are running out of time.
It's like, I mean, it's basically this, except it's potentially longer. It's so satisfying to watch that happen. Oh. Touch the ground. Oops. So I don't want to, like, so I already rescued the guy. So if they die, it's not my fault. They're free, right? See, there we go. They're free! Woo! Okay. Oh, there's a little fly. Yeah. Okay, next up is defection? No, it can't be defection. What is it? Disruption, yes. I never remember that name. Yep, flag spike. So we swap this out. Let's get some, hang on, let me check my audio. See if all that's good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'll get out you. Do I really care about melee? Not really. So I guess ceramic. And, oh right, I can have my pets up now. Because I'm done testing. I've been running around without a pet for a little while, and it's a little annoying. Oh, right. One last thing is I don't want silence on this setup. There we go. Hello to whoever hopped in, or goodbye, because I don't think, even though it's real time, I don't know how long people are staying and watching, unless they say hi. But, that's all good. That's all good. So, I don't know. Like, some folk are just, like, not the... I've been trying to... I've been talking to some people about, like, potential access to, new plans and whatnot. I don't know. They always seem so suspect, you know? Got a second view somewhere. Thank you for the viewing. Oh, another person hopped in, it seems. Hello, hello. Yeah, so going forward, I think I might try other streaming platforms. Because, like, I'm not... Like, if I'm going to be doing shorter streams for a little while, then, I don't think that's going to be an issue. One thing I've done is, like, I've thoroughly tested every, firearm incarnate. So, like, all the primary and secondary incarnates I've tested out. At least 3 Forma and a piece. Very expensive project. And, like, I figured out what I like. Well, clearly still the Torrid. The Torrid's still my favorite by far. Because, like, the damage, the SCC, the reliability, not needing headshots. Oh, there's a guy, like, over there. See, like... Ooh, look at you. You like to get rid of my abilities. Guess you can't move now. Oh wait, they're actually just outright stuck. That's kind of funny. Don't mind the gagging. There's just someone brushing their tonsils. Try not to judge them too much. Did I just get double red? That's a little unfortunate. It's always around this time too. Like, if I wait, if I don't, they always show up at a time, like, after I just literally started streaming. See, look at that. So strong. So reliable. Well, so I got this guy. So, one of my biggest issues with, like, a lot of builds out there is that, like, in terms of general purpose use, like, if you're using a weapon exclusively, then yeah, like, the galvanized mods are, like, probably your best bet. But there aren't a lot of, like, they aren't very good if you're, like, swapping between weapons, right? For instance, like, the Vasto or the Kunai Incarnon, you probably don't want, like, the galvanized crit mod on it, right? You kind of just want to pull it out and eat it. You know, I'm just gonna do this nice and chill. There's no need to, like, speed run this too much because, like, this is gonna be the longest mission in of today's runs, I think. I think I'll do some of Nora as well. Just because, like, I'm not trying to pad it out, but, like, I played a lot of Warframe in the last little bit. So, like, I'm a little drained. And I think that's okay, right? Like, I decided that I wanted to review every Incarnate out there, and I did that. I did record data for, like, the melees, but I realized very quickly that I'm not very good at building melee, and I don't like the feeling of melee. At least until, like, Abyss of the Goth, like, the Abyss of the Goth comes out in Halloween. And then after the Goth, we will have Whispers in the Walls in December, which I am super looking forward to. So I'm gonna try to keep the rest of these guys alive. Oh. Okay, he's dead. He's dead. I should not be killing things. I gotta wait. No, is there someone dropping a key over there? Is there a possible key person? Are you a key person? You look like a key person. Yeah, he did drop a key. Alright. Anyways. Yeah, so for the most part, today I'm just gonna take it nice and easy. Not going to worry about it too much. I'll handle Nora and the Archon, and I'll be done. And, yeah. Just a pretty chill day. might complain about AMR being a little bit annoying for teleporting around all over the place. But other than that, it'd be fine. I think the next one's coming from here. Yeah. I should probably like read up on proper strategies for finding these guys, because I just wait around. Like, one thing that I hope that folk understand is I'm a fairly lazy player. Like, I'll work really hard so I don't gotta put a lot of effort into the rest of the game. Like, my gunplay is kind of not great, but like, my understanding of like the mods and whatnot, like, they're serviceable. Like, I mean, this is like supposedly one of the more difficult lines of content, right? Like, if I weren't doing this solo, I'd probably be using another Warframe as well. But since I'm doing the solo, Revenant's just a safe choice. I could probably do it on your rally, but then I need to set up something to fight, like, the archons and whatnot. That's just a pain in the butt. I could do Rhino.
Demo units on its way.
I don't know how that would change the paradigms at all. I just got a different damage buff, you know? Hello there. So, not the most damage from like furthest range because I'm missing a bunch. But like, it's also not a lot of resistance, you know? Yellow type, Karami. Oh look, a gunner. That. Very flexible gun. Very, very flexible. One of my favorites by far. Oh, it's in here. Like, look at that. I'm just gonna let him pass out on his own.
All in detail. We will learn minor secrets.
Examine your own heart, Nita.
I'm gonna try to aim for like a more casual, like a, I don't know. I think my diction already is business casual. So, hey there, Ninja. How's it going? Yeah, just chilling, just doing the Archon hunt for the week.
Time to hit the pub.
What are you up to? How's your week been? Yeah, I was just going over like some of the test results, and some of them are just like sounds. I wish this like side thing wasn't here. Let me try to clear it out. No, I'm just I'm just a little tired because I spent like the last 5 days writing nonstop, and I'm just kind of I've basically been grinding data for Warframe for like the last 2 weeks. So I'm just like, I'm kind of signed out at the moment, brain-wise. Wait, I put 6 in the Lex. Okay. I didn't realize that. Of course I did. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's get the full arcs. Yeah, yeah. So there are 3 weapons that I would promote to like being the tippity top, my favorite things. And I'm fine. I don't have a problem talking about it on stream. Because like how many people are watching the stream, right? So the worst weapon by far in my testing, in terms of feeling and in terms of numbers, is like the Zylock. I don't like that weapon at all. And if you like it, then that's a thing. But if you don't, then that's a different thing.
Much as Kazur himself tries to stifle the voice of Era within his mind.
So like that's the only like F. Oh, this weapon might suffer a little bit from success. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, it does. Well, it doesn't really. So the term I'm coining is like suffering from success is like when it's like really annoying to charge the kit. But like you can't really argue with those results, you know? Like, the Lex is probably one of the best weapons out there. It's like 1 or 2 shot even the tankiest enemies. Oh look, I am a scary sentient. Like, one of the beginning pistols is one-shotting me. Yeah, it doesn't suffer from success. I don't think. Okay, so let me do that. Let me swap here. And... okay, let's put this buff on.
He will close the distance shot.
Come on, there you go.
For the one that is armed.
So I can do even more damage. It's just like... Why would I need to? Like, I could spec so that, like, I can just do it on the first shot. But, like... did you see that? That's, like, this is supposed to be one of the most difficult bosses in the game. Oh boy. Next up, like, the other one is really surprising to me was the Miter, because I really didn't like it when it first came out. But, that changed my, like, the test changed my mind so quickly. I think I need to put another forma in it for it to, like, really, really shine, but... outside of that, like... probably one of the better... one of the best pieces of kit. There we go. All right, so I forgot that I was doing the Archon hunt. Okay. Rough landing, that's fine. Okie dokie. Yeah. So the Lex might suffer a little bit in terms of success, because, like, there's only a maximum it can charge off of a headshot. That was my 500th enemy. Oh boy. Yeah, one of my biggest, like, misgivings about the galvanized crit mods is that you gotta be aiming. So, like, jumping becomes an issue. Also, like, it's when you gotta be aiming when the projectile hits, right? I missed that. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Oh, oopsie. Forgot about that. Grab that.
The wolf was a mentor to me long ago.
Yeah, so
From him, I learned the wisdom.
it's just a nice, easy
Will prove
little run around town. Amar is probably going to start by summoning some ne'er-do-wells. So I'm gonna have to charge this weapon really quick. I'll do that. And pop. Pop. I don't think you got a head for me to headshot, do you? Not really. Oops. Just one more shot. There we go. Like, look at that. Whoops. There's a hallway. Oh, oops, you're dead. Very good weapon. Do. Oh, he's gonna do that. Okay. If you're gonna do that, which one are is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. There we go. Nice and easy. No problems to be had.
a hunter. Now he is a mere troll.
Just you and me, finding our destiny. It hasn't even been half an hour. Like, that's just how trivial this can be in the higher levels of things. Really? Okay. So I just got the Crimson Archon shard. Not an 80% chance of getting a Tau Forge. That's a little bit of a waste. My luck's so bad. Alright, so I guess let's do some Nora. What do we got left? Void Angels, Relics. How about we try to do Conduits and Relics at the same time? And we could also do Kuva Siphon. Okay, let's see. Cube of Survival, that's not what they meant. Disruption. Okay. So let's swap back to the good old weapon. Okay. Let's pop this. Garuda Prime. I'm almost at max, so I might as well do this. You know what? Let's see what the highest refinement is. I have Spira, Soma. I don't even know what the Kavasa. Oh, that's for the cats. That's so dumb. So this is Baruch, it's Garuda, Hystrix, Haro, Hystrix again. Hystrix again? Huh. Nell. Sure, let's go for the Phantasma, P6. Hello in the chat. I believe someone ended up hopping in.
selling the latest in asset security. Conduit.
I am just chilling.
You can pull the shinies out.
Hello.
You gotta wait to open.
You just missed me dealing with the hardest boss content in the game.
Don't get the goods.
In just an hour flat.
Allied soul detective will try to kill ya. Give that
Oh no.
the old bypass so we can get this thing
I've been doing like a lot of data collection and like script writing in the last couple days, so I'm kind of like just tapped out of like energy.
Don't you worry though.
Let's get rid of this. That should do it? Yeah, that should do it.
Conduit keys on carry.
So, how's the week treated you?
Knock 'em down. See what they've got.
Oops. I'm just a bad shot. You stand still? Yeah, there we go. Let's see how much charge I get. Oh, okay, that's not a good charge. Oh, can I get some charge from you? Nope, no charge from you. How about from you? Okay, so the Lex does suffer a little bit in lower levels. It's just a little bit of suffering. It's okay. Here we go. Where's the thing? There's the thing. Oh? How'd that go for you?
Don't let them near the conduit.
Oh, 1 million one shot. That's pretty unnecessary damage. Yeah, for this level range, that's just excessive. That didn't even crit. How did that not even crit? Yeah, so, like, are you planning to get anything off of Steam? Oh, there's a red thing back there. Oh, that's where the key card goes. Okay.
Demo unit coming in fast. That thing bows and you can kiss a conduit. conduit goodbye.
Yeah, so I don't know, if you're planning to use these weapons in like low level content, like do know that you are like way going like overkilling, because you're not going to be able to use these functions very much in slow levels. It's like what it takes one shot. One, two, three, four,
The relic has been cracked.
four shots.
Permission to find out what's
And 10 shots isn't bad. There was a fatty, and now he's dead. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do do. I am existing in this world I see, and I don't know what I am singing about.
Get up, Reaping. Demo units on
Just
its way.
singing a song, having some fun all the time. I'm just tired. I am talking about nonsense all the time. My throat's a little scratchy 'cause I'm tired and dehydrated. Ooh, there they are. They doubled up. You're fine. If you need to do things, you gotta do things. I'm just chilling out. Oh yeah. I would like I should probably sell some stuff to pick up Armor Core 6. Cause like that's a game that I've been looking forward to for a while. I've always wanted to play the Armor Core games, it's just like I never had the console for it. And like yeah, it's a very interesting franchise, and it's like something I always wished was more accessible, being the customizable mech genre. Where's the last dude? Are they just timing out? I think they just timed out. Yeah, like customizable mechs, like you would think that they would be like much more easy to come by, but man, like nuh-uh. Like mechas in general, like disappoint me so hard. I want P6, yeah. Like with Dark Souls stuff, like it's Dark Souls is innately different because it's not customizability that was the thing, it was also the difficulty, right? Because like in Armor Core, from what I understand, you can make just about like any playstyle work, because it's like, but like in Dark Souls it's kind of just roll spam. Like you gotta go as fast as possible, you want the fastest attacking weapon. You can make heavier attacks work, but you're gonna struggle, right? But yeah, the whole suit is modular in Armor Core. Like the first time I've ever come up with a fully modular system in a video game was Custom Robo. and like only the arms, legs, and backpack were customizable. In Custom Robo, the version that came out on the GameCube, so you can't make anything work. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you can make everything and anything work. I'm saying that you can get almost every playstyle to work, which is fundamentally different. For instance, I'm not going to say that you can bring, like, the first, like, weapon that you were given, which is like a scrap shotgun or something, and you're going to be able to fight, like, against the top players at the same level, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if you got a playstyle, if you like shotguns and you like being up close, then there's a way to do that. If you want to be tanky and you just want to ram a dude with your tank treads, you can make that work. Oh yeah, like, Armor Core is about, like, adaptability, right? For instance, if you are the ramming variety, you're gonna suck against flying enemies, right? But if you're a flying, hovering enemy, you're gonna be terrible against, like, anything with any form of remote AA. Right? Because, like, classically in... Oh, I should probably take care of this. Like, classically in Armor Core, it's not a one-shoe-fits-all. Like, it's really hard to get a one-shoe-fits-all situation, because it's, like, really difficult to get that stuff. Like, in PvP, for instance, if you have a really light frame and you're able to fly with a quad, then you're going to be uncontested in the air, right? However, like, you're going to have to be abusing the enemy's camera angles at that point. That doesn't mean that you're going to be good against, like, more mobile characters, right?
Don't let them near the contract.
Like that. Like, if you want heavier weapons, you need heavier frames. That's all there is to it. Because, I don't know. Like, I've seen a decent amount of play through all of the original Armor Cores. I kind of wish that Armor Core 4 was available on all platforms, because that looks really fun. And Armor Core 6 is closer to Armor Core 4. It's a mix of 4 and 5, from what I understand, in terms of mobility.
Clear of that conduit.
That's fine. Like one of the big things about, like, PvP in my head is that I don't like PvP. Because, like, yeah, meta forms, go figure. But then as soon as the conversations becomes like, oh, if you don't use the meta pick, I'm just like, okay, I'm out. I don't care. I don't care enough about the game to like, figure out what the meta build is, right? I just want to play what I want to play, right? Yep. Like, and that's what I appreciate, right? That's what I enjoy about something like Monster Hunter. Like, I've played all the way until beating Fatalis in World, and it was probably one of the most rewarding experiences. Yeah. Like, one of the biggest issues is, like, player adaptability, and one of the problems I have with how PvP works in a lot of games is that adaptability is kind of formulaic to a point. Like, it's always going to come down to some kind of extreme, like extreme efficiency, right? If you take a look at like with the wild format in Hearthstone or any card game, right? Like, everything has been tried and tested to the point where, like, if you're not doing one thing in a particular way, then
I'd be looking that Kubidon in the mouth.
like you might be doing it suboptimally, and sometimes there could be side grades and things that match the performance, but ultimately, like one of the biggest issues of Yu-Gi-Oh, in fact, is that like unless you're playing like an older format, all of the newer sets and newer what are they called, like tribes or whatever, they're just really streamlined, right? If they aren't built to have self-searching and self-summoning or swarming potential, like, then they aren't even seeing competitive play, right? Yeah, I know it's not tribes, archetypes. Archetypes. It doesn't, like, the word is the same. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Like, it's just, like, that's just the issue I have with, like, a lot of card games. Like, Hearthstone, like, the only three that I really played are Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, I've seen how, like, quickly all of them have accelerated, right? Like, their game plans are so much faster now that it's kind of like... And Magic has its own issues. Like, they try to add weird complexities, like, oh, you gotta watch the moon cycle and things like that for some of these sets. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Suppose and you can kiss the conduit goodbye.
Okay, that's gonna time out. I mean, every game has an issue, but, like, universally, like, in card games, right, they have a universal issue of, like, when there is power creep and there's more efficiency added to the game, like, the game of it will, like, almost always speed up, right? And don't, like, I don't know, like, so, like, and I'm just calling on, like, card games because they are traditionally the most static playstyle, right? But, like, they've sped up so much. Like, if you take a look at Hearthstone, if you take a look at Yu-Gi-Oh, if you take a look at Magic the Gathering, if you're taking a look at being competitive, like, the meta is always about... the meta always gets faster and faster, right? Over time. And that's, like... I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case with Shadowverse, if that was the case with Cardfight Vanguard. It's because, like, if you can play all your stuff faster than them, there's a, like, that's about getting yourself advantage. Like, Digimon, from what I understand, has also gotten quite a lot faster. I don't know, like, Pokemon 2, like, with Duo EX Pokemon or whatever, like, they've gotten super fast. Like, but I think Pokemon also has a case of, well, if you lose a Duo EX, then you lose, like, 3 prizes, and if that's your life. If you lose, like, 6 lives, or 6 prizes, you lose the game. Like, I'm more so using it as an example though, right? Like, inevitably, like, a meta will form, and then when something comes up to disrupt the meta, it's like, it's going to change things. For instance, when I was collecting data for the video that I'm going to be coming up with, hopefully by the end of the week, where I'm, like, reviewing all of these, like, extremely late game weapons, right? One very important thing to remember is that they're for the extreme late game, right? The review is for them in the extreme late game. They're all weapons are viable in this game, like, throughout the entirety of them, right? They're viable, they're not necessarily great, right? I don't never talk about, like, oh, this is the meta pick, right? I'm just going about, like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, alright? This is why I don't like it. And, like, we've played a Path of Exile together for some point, and you can remember that I don't tend to like doing, like, a whole speedrun strat, because, like, yes, getting to the end of the game is, like, my primary purpose. Like, it's the primary need to do what I want. And what I want is to test out a build, right? But it's also not fun, you know? And, like, I don't like having to go, oh, this is the optimum route, and so this is how I'm going to play the game until I get to this point, and I'm going to use all my resources to get the regrets to downplay it. Nah. Like, I'll go through the story fast, but I'll also, like, do something stupid along the way. And you remember my, like, delve only Spider-Mancer thing, right? That was fun. That was the only thing that I, like, really cared about. It's just, like, that's like, the big issue. It's like, what is the most enjoyable part of the game, and, like, why can't I play it? Because in a lot of cases, when we're talking about meta, it's a lot of the time, yeah, there's small bits of efficiency that you can get. Like, Monster Hunter is a really big case of that. You can pick the meta answer, but unless you are at the top of playstyle, you're never going to get the same outcomes as people at the very top, right? And that is just the truth of that. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do to kind of boost your boost your numbers, but nothing will replace good playstyle or good gameplay. And that's why I like FromSoft games, you know, in terms of PvE. I don't do PvP ever, because I don't like that. Like, it always devolves into, like, what is a noob killing thing. Like, I've been playing quite a bit of Paladins lately, and the matchmaking, the gameplay and the characters are fun, but the matchmaking is atrocious. Because every now and again you get, like, it's really hard to get, like, a good game. It's just, like, you always get matched with, like, either people that are well under you or well over your skill level. And then there's the whole fact that, like, if you use a controller, you get auto-aim for some weapons in this content. So Paladins is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, right? It's just that the matchmaking is awful. And I don't really think there's a contest to that. Like, I don't know. And like the sheer number of people I get that AFK is like so obnoxious. Like, it's a fun game. I do wish that like some more balance was given to like the characters I like to play, because, well, they almost never get any choice. Yeah, like, Paladins is a fun game. It's just, like, one of the big things is that it doesn't offer a lot of avenues to learn how to improve outside of just knowing how to get better at first-person shooters and hero shooters by default, right? Like take a look at Warframe, for example. Like, there's no way that you would know that putting like what does what without a wiki in some cases. Like for crit buffs, is it a crit multiplier? Is it additive? Is it like does it only affect crit? Like is it a base modifier to crit? It's almost invisible.
My siphon! My Kuba! You're messing up all my plans. I don't want
Like, I quite enjoy Warframe for the ability that I can just, like, I mean, solo just about any bit of content, right? And one big thing about, like, these kind of games is if there is a teamwork aspect to it, like Monster Hunter, for instance, there's always, like, the whole factor of, okay, like, what can I do to maximize the amount of, like, team efficacy, right? Because, if, like, longswords are notoriously bad for just, like, aiming for things that they shouldn't. I have a friend that likes using the hammer a lot, and I was using a scoped shotgun, and I do my best to like stay as far away from him as possible, but he keeps walking into my line of the crosshairs, and I can't see him because I'm scoped, right? So just so you know, like, I really enjoy Monster Hunter World. I really enjoy the playstyle of my shotgun. The thing is, I have like negative visibility in while playing that, and I'm doing my utmost to position myself in such a way that I'm doing the most damage while also not impeding like the efforts of others. Right? That's the big thing. Because if you do something like, if you're a longsword user and you're just like using the widest attacks possible because they're the easiest, then you're just being selfish. That's all there is to it. You're just being selfish. And that's basically like all there really is to it. Like, for instance, like insect glaives, you already got like an extra dimension to play with, right? So why are you standing beside like the person who needs a lot of charge up time, or like other people in melee, to, you know, knock them out of melee? Like, I don't think that they should be relegated to like getting tails or things like that. Or like bladed weapons should be relegated to just getting tails, but it's also, I don't know. Like, we all got a part to play, right? And that, like, big numbers isn't the only part of it. Like, control is really important too. Where are you coming from? There you go. I don't know. Like, you're talking about Rainbow Six Siege, right? The issue I have with, like, Rainbow Six Siege is, like, sure, I like coming up with creative things, but I'm also, like, not the best when it comes to, where is this? I didn't see it, but I got it. Okay. Yeah, so Rainbow Six Siege, the issue I have is more so that, I don't know. It's, I am much better at coming up and perfecting the theory of a strategy as opposed to actualizing it against other players. Because, like, I'm able to, like, if I am in a call with someone, I can read what people are doing 100%, like, nearly 100% of the time, right? As long as I know the game and know the strategy behind it. But I cannot enact that in action against other people for some reason. Like, I can do it against, like, erratic creatures that have random attack patterns without any issues if it's a PvE experience. Like, that's why I'm, like, I'm very confident in my ability to play something like, Monster Hunter, right? It's because it's about, like, even if you don't learn, like, watch a video about how to fight something, right? It's about learning from experience is one of the biggest things about Monster Hunter. Like, for instance, Warframe, like, you have personal optimizations. That's basically the crux of the game. Personal optimization. And there are people who are, like, have way more progress in the game than I do, and have, like, way worse performance than I do. And it isn't because, like, I'm a better player than them. It's because I've gone through the efforts of saying, hey, I don't like these parts of the game. How do I optimize it? Right. And then, like, and then that, like, may or may not become or be the meta. And that's, like, just the way to it. Like, I don't play this game to chase a meta. I don't play this game to chase prestige. I just play the game because I like the game, you know? Like, if I didn't like the game, I wouldn't have gone out and collected all of these extremely late game pieces of kit over the course of half a year. Like, I mean, creative thinking is, like, it can be important, but, like, there's a lot of different kinds of creativity out there. For instance, like, in terms of arts, I'm, like, not a creative in the slightest. But when it comes to, like, long-term, yeah, I play because I like it. The thing about PvP games is that, like, people get really sweaty. People get really, really sweaty. I don't have a problem with, like, sweaty people. I have a problem when they, like, begin to take an aggressive stance.
These offerings are pure. This we give to you.
Like, I don't mind, for instance, in Paladins, I have no problem with losing.
This is what we are.
As long as it's a good game. If it's like a one-sided game, it's gonna be suffering. Right? If someone on my team leaves, if some, like, it's, yeah, like, for instance, like, you can let's take something casual, like if it's in Baldur's Gate, you can like aim to be like the highest DPS thing ever, and like aim to one-shot bosses. Yeah, that's good for you. That's good for you. I'm just a weird green thing throwing shit. Right? Like, I don't know. Like, one of the things is that, yeah, I gotta work on getting a thicker skin from, in certain scenarios. That doesn't change that, like, I'm just there to have fun, right? And my idea of fun is not being sweaty. And, sometimes I want to sweat, and that's like when it's Monster Hunter and it's not another person. But like, otherwise,
And retrieve highly sensitive enemy information.
yeah, no, it's not about people sweating. That's not the issue. It's when they try to force others to sweat, or when someone is trying, like, complaining about not being able to make progress when completely refusing to, like, change their approach. That is the issue I have with sweats, is when it's like, oh, you gotta do it this way. I'm just like, I'm performing just as well, if not better, or I'm having a better time than you are. So, like, why do I gotta sweat? Right? It's the expectation of the game that's different. Like, I mean, in general, like, one of the silliest takes that I've ever heard... What the heck? Oh, yeah, that's right, I'm using Wukong. One of the silliest takes that I've ever seen from a game development company is that, why do you play games to have fun? Or, you don't play games to have fun. I'm like, what? It's called a game! You know, the thing you want to play when you want to decompress and have fun? Like, that's one of the issues I have with, like, a lot of competitive games, is that their biggest focus isn't on user experience, but on like high-level competition, right? Which is why, like, a lot of I personally feel a lot of games fail, right? Take a look at what was a recent case? Like, yeah, like Diablo 4, right? Diablo 4 had a bigger issue where they didn't have a late game, as predicted. Where is it? There you are.
My siphon! I can't believe how useful you all are! Report for execution at once!
Good work, Tenno.
So,
To do everything we can
the
to
people
stop
who
the
complain about representation, I don't think they understand what they want. Because one of the major arguments that I hear is that they want someone for children to be able to relate to, right? And the biggest thing is that most folk don't relate to someone just because of skin color or how they identify. Like that shouldn't be their personality, right? For instance, like, there are plenty of characters that I can identify with, that I understand, that are like completely different from me, right? It's their situations or like the characteristics of how they're handling said situations that I identify with. And like, I don't know, it's like you play a game to have fun, you watch a show to like receive an experience like that is like impactful. You don't watch something to suffer, right? Unless, no, some people do. Some people do. Let's be fair. Like, I'm doing a video on like storytelling, right? And one of the most obnoxious things, and like this is completely devoid of like the social discussion that I was about to throw myself into. Like, one of the biggest things in like modern storytelling, especially like in terms of isekai and whatnot, is that they don't know how to write stories or like a world, because like a lot of manhwa or whatnot, they're just like, oh, this world for some for no reason whatsoever has a video game system, and that's how all of the characteristics are determined, right? I do like, and it's just like, it's like the Madoka Magica effect, right? If you create something that is like impactful and exceptionally well received, people are gonna make like sham copies of it that barely like scratch the surface of why it was even remotely considered a good thing. So like, for instance, the reason why menus have made their way into modern stories so frequently was probably because of Tensura, right? Like, when I reincarnated, that time I reincarnated as a slime. But there is a thematic reason for it to exist, right? Although it gets really contrived later on in the story, Tensura, like, the reason why he has any kind of system is because of the Great Sage, right? And one of the biggest issues that it tackles is that, or like one of the things that you see a lot of, is that it does give metrics, but nothing that gives like concrete evidence to how strong something is. Right, that's one of the biggest misgivings that I have. Right, is that there isn't an understanding as to why something exists or something doesn't. Like, oh, I was murked in like during a global disaster, so then I resurrected 2 months before then, and I now have some superpower to have like a bag of holding. What? Why? Couldn't the character have been interesting and make a premise on its own without needing the ability to have like infinite storage? I don't know. Like, story writing's interesting. And like, I mean, that one's more of a joke, I feel. Like, it's more of a meta meta series than it is a real series. Then again, it's also really poorly written in a lot of spots. Like, it's written to be like silly. It's not written to be serious, right? If you take a look at series that are like, they wanted to be taken seriously. Let me just pick up my anime list really quick, and let's see. And I will take a look at some of the some of the recent series, right? I haven't watched all of them. I've kind of slowed down at this point about like what has been being shown because I don't know. I'm busy. Got things to do. Okay, like I just have an issue with Bleach in general, so I don't even touch that with the poll. Okay, so Masamune's Revenge. So, why did this need a second season? Right? One of the biggest issues with Masamune's Revenge is that I don't think anyone asked for it. Like, literally, why? The story's kind of the story's a little contrived, but it's believable. And then, like, I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of the second season, and it's just like, oh, by the way, the whole reason you're upset at things, oh, that's because of I caused a little misunderstanding. Teehee. I was like, okay, what's the point then? What's the point of this whole story? Like, part-time job as a demon king, like, demon king gets a part-time job. I really think that it was fine not having anything more than a first season at this point. Like, I have a feeling that they don't really have, like, they don't do a good job uncovering intrigue and all of that, or an expanded world. I don't know. I really enjoyed the first season, but then it's kind of like, let's not, let's just do the same thing, or let's, like, not, you know, do anything special. I don't know. It's just like the world is kind of really, aha! There's something suddenly that you don't understand, and now we gotta figure it out. It's not like, it feels like they're just tacking on a module to the world and not like really dissecting it. Does that make sense? Am I actually the strongest? Is like one of the latest bargain bin, like, isekai. It's just like, how contrived? How contrived? The guy doesn't have a system, but the world has a system where they're just like, hey, we categorize people on how powerful their magic is from a scale of 0 to a 99. And anything that possibly could go beyond that is unnoticeable. And it's like, okay, why? Like, your character shouldn't be able to be like, oh, I also made a, like, magic crystal that can read things from, like, 0 to 999, and there's still no changes. It's like, why is this the arbitrary, like, determining factor of how valuable someone is? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speaking out my butt at this point. I think after this mission I'm gonna call it, because my throat's getting a little tired. I've been ranting for a little bit. I'm just as a heads up, next week's stream I'm either gonna do on Twitch or Kick. Mostly because I want to try expanding my viewer base a little bit. I'll try to have a video out by this week, and I'll use that video for shorts going forward as well. At least for like, I can make like 30-something shorts from that one video, so that'll be good. Let's see. I will be making another channel for, I think I'll be making another channel for another format of video going forward that I'll be working on next, which will be the storytelling one, because this channel doesn't really suit storytelling and the algorithm doesn't want to help me at that point. So it's probably better that I like come up with a unique channel for that. I'm gonna do very little promotion on it and see how it goes. I don't know, I'll do some promotion on it. I'm not going to be like, oh, you should come watch it, whatnot. Like, I've been getting a lot of videos of like, the likelihood of you seeing this video is like really, really minuscule. I'm not gonna ask you to like, comment, or subscribe. I'm like, okay, then I'm just gonna ignore your channel forever. I also want to test out if I can strip the archons on. Okay, I got here what I got what I came here for. Okay, let's do a little bit of a perusal. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on a few projects. Hopefully they turn out all right. I'm gonna have to be vague with a couple of them because it's not like something I should be talking about in case it's important. So. Okay, so I'll figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it. Hopefully we'll get something interesting coming up. Anywho. I think this is where I'm going to hop off. If you guys didn't see it before, this is what I've changed my drifter to look like. It's okay. It's not amazing. Like, certain angles show that I got some virulent spines and things. I got a lot of things to work on though. So, anyways, I'm going to call the stream here. I'm going to be running shorter streams for the next little bit, but that's mostly because I'm working on other projects. So I think I'll see you guys on the flip side, alright? Anywho. Yeah, thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.